Hey everyone, today I told someone that I would show them how I made this website, so I am going to keep my word. Anyway, you can see we've got HTTPS, so it's encrypted, visiumnow.com. So this is a place to discuss Visium Technology as a company. We can see we've got OTC stocks, really only VISM is listed. That's good. We link into a Discord to try to get more people in. You can see just have kind of some somewhat recent news postings. I'll post more news today. But anyway, how to make a website like this? Well, first of all, I'd like to start by saying this website is using phpBB, and that is just an internet forum or internet discussion board software. It is free, so all you need to do is get your own server to install the software on, and you can run your own website just like this easily. So this website, it uses a theme called Milk. It is $22 on ThemeForest. And if we click, for example, Live Preview, and we look at this demo, we will see right away that it looks very similar. So this is the theme for sure that I use on the website. And we'll go through picking out a website and getting it set up all the way. So just watch through and you will understand how to start your own form from start to finish. The first thing that you want to do is pick out a domain name. So let's say that I want forced entry. Well, it's taken. It's for sale, so I could buy it for $4,000 or bid on it or whatever. Is it worth it to me though? No. So maybe I do forced entry and get creative. So that's available. Cool. I really just want OTC OTC monitor, OTC watch, OTC scout, team OTC, OTC team, invest OTC, trade fam, trade team, dark trading, wolf trades, wolf trader, wolf trading, red OTC, green OTC, OTC up, sky OTC, OTC sky, OTC rise. There you go, OTC rise. So that sounds pretty sick. I'm going to be totally honest with you. A name like that sounds pretty sick. I'm going to pick that one. So that will be what I use. And I am going to register otcrise.com right now, because this would be a really cool name for a different forum that discusses just more in general OTC stocks, picking the right one, investing them, what tools to use, maybe some Python algorithm scripts that can scan stuff, and maybe we get search trend data that we check out Google search trends for stocks. But anyways, otcrise.com, we're going to go purchase it, and I will take you through that process so you can follow along with me. I'm going to just pause it though. Okay, as you can see, I have just navigated to hover.com, and then I'm going to search otcrise.com in this box and click the search or hit enter. otcrise.com is available. Get it for your website. I'm going to click add to cart, and I am going to use this, and so it's going to cost me this amount, and that's fine. It's no big deal. You can try to look around for a promo code and apply it and check out, but essentially all you're going to do is purchase this domain and enter your credit card information and all that stuff into Hover and just check out, get it purchased, and then we're going to go to the next part because I'm not going to show you my credit card information. You can get through this. I have confidence in you that you can pick your domain, whatever it is.com, you can pay for it, and we can get to the next step here, and we'll continue from there. I know you know how to like buckle a belt. You can check out here on hover.com too. Awesome. So the next step is going to be registering for a Cloudflare account. We are going to do this because Cloudflare is a CDN, and so it's going to help load balance your website and then just kind of distribute it across the world. And it also will provide some very basic protection from bots, and you can also put your website under I'm under attack mode if for some reason your website is, like I said, if for some reason it's getting attacked. So the first thing we need to do now from this point, now that we've clicked on our domain, from the domains area, you'll see your domain name and click on it, and then you're looking at a page like this. We need to change these name servers to Cloudflare. First, we need to register for a Cloudflare account, though. So go to cloudflare.com, and on the Cloudflare website, just simply click Get Started for free, and just sign up by creating an account. Put in your email address and password, click Create Account, and you should have an account set up. From this point, you're just going to put your domain name that you just registered. So in my case, I'll just copy the domain, put it in here, click Add Site. And from here, I'm going to click here on the free option and continue. It's going to scan for current DNS records. This is fine. I'm going to pause this. It's taking some, nope, never mind. Okay, so it's going to find some DNS records. All these are fine. We are going to change this stuff later as we set up a server, but at this point, we can just continue through. It wants us to remove the hover DNS or the hover NS that we have set and switch it over to Cloudflare. So we're going to go back here and click on Edit for the name servers. We're just going to replace that one, and then we're going to replace the second one, right? So that's pretty straightforward. Click on Save. So that should be saved there, and you can see it's updated. We're just going to we're going to check the name servers now. So configure your domain. Here we can just click Get Started. So that's good to automatically rewrite HTTPS. Save that. Always use HTTPS. We're going to turn that to on and click Save. We can auto minify JavaScript, CSS. There, so save that. This is fine. So this all looks good. I'm going to click on Finish. So we can have a check now. Okay, and it's going to take some time. But anyway, what we can currently set up now is under our DNS, we will see these records. These are going to need to be changed to our server IP address. And this is pretty straightforward to do. We're just going to go register for a server now. And so I'll continue. So here we are just going to go to the vulture.com website. And at the top right, click Sign Up. From here, enter your email address, password, create an account, register it all up, and And then you're just going to log into your account. You will have to initially fund your Vultr account. Running a server does cost money, but you can get the server for like $3 a month, which is very affordable. If you can afford to pay for Netflix, you can pay $3 per month to run a server. It's not that bad. So if you are logged in, at the top right, you'll probably see like a blue plus or a blue circle icon with a white plus or something like that. Click that, you'll get to deploy new instance. From here, we are going to select cloud compute and scroll down and select New York. And then we're going to scroll down some more and we will select Ubuntu 20, and then we're just going to go with the $3.50 $3.50 a month option. This should be more than enough. This will work perfectly well. If you want a little extra speed and better computing power, high frequency does give you a snappier load, like a quite a good snappier load. So if you're looking for like a really nice, super awesome virtual environment, I do recommend going with high frequency. If you're looking to run a really huge, big server, I mean, this gives you 8 cores, 16 threads. It's $400 a month. So that's a little bit expensive. There's also a dedicated cloud option, and that gives you some more options here. But this gives you like dedicated resources here. So this would be good, um, or any of these if you're looking to run like a really beefy, heavy duty server. But you could run a whole bunch of different websites on this then, though. I mean, this you could run multiple forms and a WordPress and a lot of other stuff, a voice chat server. So depending on what all you're going to do, it might make sense to just go with a bigger package to get all these dedicated resources. But if you're just going to do like a one-off little project here or there, just starting simple and small with $6 a month is good, or cloud compute, even with $3.50 a month. That's what I'm going to go with. So right there, that's good. And then we can enable IPv6, and that is good. For the server host name, I'm going to give this the same name as my domain name, just so it's easy for me to know that this server is what it is. From there, I'm just going to click deploy now, and it should load up here. Okay, so the server is still being fully set up, but all I did was I clicked onto the server, and you can see we have an IP address here. So if we click this button, it's going to copy our IP. We're going to go back over to our DNS settings under our Cloudflare panel, and we are going to edit these areas where these IPs are. So you might have different IP addresses here, but these IP addresses here, we're just going to switch them out. So where it says DNS only, I don't like that. So we are actually going to edit this, and we are going to delete that rule. Delete, because that is a good way to bleed your IP address out. So you can see this proxied. That's what we like to see. I don't like www. Like, so whenever I see 3Ws, I just hate that, and I'm never planning on ever using, hey, go to www.otcrise.com. I would only ever just say go to otcrise.com. So we're not going to worry about the triple W, but we are going to change the, right there, we're going to change the IP for otcrise.com. So when we load it, it's going to proxy the content through Cloudflare and then call here, which is going to ultimately mask our IP address. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. But let's go back to managing our server. We are going to copy this IP address. And now that we've copied this IP address, we're going to need to use a tool like PuTTY. That's Putty. If you go to Google and search for it, you can install it on Windows. But essentially, what PuTTY is just a networking utility that allows you to connect into servers and manage them. If you do not know how to use PuTTY, Putty, to connect to a server, that is okay. You can use PowerShell on Windows to follow along exactly what I'm going to be doing. So if you copy me like command for command, it's going to be the same thing on PowerShell. It should be SSH space root at, and then we're just going to paste our IP in, hit enter. It's going to make us verify. We're going to type yes, and then we're going to copy the password and switch back over. And I'm going to paste that and hit enter. So that's good. And we're going to do apt update. So that's apt space update. We're just doing that to get the latest. App upgrade space -y. That's just going to install all of the latest upgrades on our server. While this is happening, I'm just going to go look at the requirements for phpBB. So you will get to a point. I am going to install the package maintainers version. Just hitting the up arrow key, then enter. But here are some things we will need to run phpBB. And this is all pretty easy, straightforward stuff. It wants us to have a web server, which we will just use Apache 2. It's just such an easy server to use. Well, it's almost done. We should be done very shortly. So you can also go to Google and search up like installing phpB on Ubuntu, and this does give you some stuff. I honestly don't like following these though, because they tell you to install specific versions. I'd much rather do a lot of this on my own, like apt install. For example, they want you to install PHP 7.4. I don't think so. I'm just going to install regular PHP. That's going to give me the packaged version that's just best for Ubuntu. So yeah, I don't like picking very specific versions because I just don't. Anyway, so I'm just installing just basic PHP, and then in a second here this should clear up. So I'm going to do apt install PHP iMagick. Whoops, we missed a hyphen. Yes. Apt install PHP curl. And keep in mind too, there's this documentation over here, so it tells you kind of what all it really wants you to install. So it also wants us to install JSON. So we will install that. Apt install PHP XML. apt install phpMB string. Apt install php MySQL, because we will be installing a MySQL server. Apt install phpZip. Yep. Apt install unzip. And then we're just going to reference back over to this. So yeah, I did get that. We're going to do apt install php intl. Apt install php imap. Yes. Apt install php common. So keep in mind too, you can actually type multiple. So for example, like this. I guess I'll just do LDAP as well. But then you're just installing multiple. But that looks like we have pretty much everything. I'm also going to install OpenSSL. It's already good. And then maybe apt install lib apache 2 mod php. And then I'm going to apt install apache 2. Oh, maybe already, yeah, that's already good to go. But I'm going to do apt install MySQL -server. Yes. And when this is done, we are going to secure the server some, or the SQL. Are you kidding? Okay, well, hold on one second. I'm gonna do something else. Okay, so we are going to use a MariaDB. So apt update, apt upgrade, apt install MariaDB -server. Yes. So for some reason MySQL -server did not want to cooperate. That's okay. We should be okay. So it says the old data will be saved at a new location. Please manually export. Okay. We're going to do MySQL underscore secure underscore installation and enter the current password for root, enter for none. Okay, so we're going to go back to our control panel and copy that root password and paste it in. And you already have a root password set, so you can safely answer N. Do we want to change the root password? No. Remove anonymous user? Yes. Disallow root login? Yes. Remove test database? Yes. Reload? Yes. Perfect. So now we can come back over here and we can see he wants us to run a command, and it's going to have us log in using that root password again. So go ahead and let's do that. Very wonderful. So we should be able to create the phpBB or phpBB database. So we did. And then we're going to create a user. I recommend changing this password. I'm not going to though, because I don't care. And then flush privileges, and lastly exit it. Perfect. So now he's talking about getting the zip file and unzipping it, which we are going to do. Going back over here and going to the main phpBB website downloads. We are going to copy the link location for the zip, and now we're going to cd var www html, and we're just going to wget and paste that in, and then ls unzip phpbb. Okay, so now we can remove that zip file, and then cd into this folder. Actually, let's remove this index file, cd into that php. Okay, I'm going to move everything back a directory, and then I'm going to move this .htx access back a directory as well. So there we can see everything is good to go just about here. Let's keep in mind that we do need to change a permission. So to do that, we're going to chmod everything recursively. So we're just going to go back and chmod recursively 755, just this whole HTML directory. I don't really recommend it super much, but whatever. We can kind of skip this part too. That's kind of extra. That's extra. We don't, if we're just running this on the server and nothing else, none of this really matters. So from there, our server is really up and running. So we can go to our domain and it should load for us. So I'm going to pause this and we're going to go over there. Okay, so good news, everything is working. We went to our website, otcrise.com. It's looking fantastic. We're going to click install and click install. So it's got some problems here. It's saying that the directory is not writable. So I'm actually going to go back into my command and I'm going to chmod recursively 777 to HTML, which I don't recommend, but that's what we're doing, and then we're going to retest. So you must have support for at least one compatible database. If no database models are shown, you should contact. So in order for phpB, the PHP XML DOM extension needs to be available. The MB string function needs to be available. So we're going to do service Apache 2 restart because we know we already have the support, and retest. Boom, look at that. great. So the administrator username, the admin name, we're just going to keep it simple and do asphyxia. For the contact email address, asphyxia@r4p3.net. For the password, how about we do love is great. Love is great. And submit. Great. So now we're going to, I don't like that. Let's go ahead and do app install php mysql. App install php mariadb. App. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, so this will work fine. The database, we're just going to put localhost for the database server port. Let's keep that blank. Now, this information we kind of copied all over from this, where we specified this as the user. So that's the database username. The database password would be this unless you changed it. And then the database name, that we're just going to use that. So now we should be able to submit it, and it's detected we're using HTTPS. So for server URL settings, just whatever. And yeah, that's good. That's great. So cool. So we're just going to submit this. We are running on port 80. Unfortunately, I did not walk you through setting up SSL or HTTPS on the main server because you're going through Cloudflare, which is typically okay. I don't highly recommend this for like business production, but if you're just using this for your everyday whatever website, you're going to be fine. So a discussion board for OTC stocks. Submit. So it's going to be installing everything. So now we can click Take Me to the ACP. That's your admin control panel. And from here, we can go under Forms, and we can hit the settings there, and we can just change this first category to something like latest stocks. Hit enter, go back to the board index, and on the board index we can see, okay, so it wants us to delete the install directory. That's good. So we're going to go in here and just rm rf install, and that's good. So we're good to go there. You can see the form is loading good. Got groups, users, postings. Under system, you've got like spiders and robots. You can mass email everybody on the form. But what a lot of you are probably wondering, though, is about installing the theme. So installing the theme is actually quite simple, and I will show you doing that right now. Okay, so in here you can see that I have purchased already my milk, so the theme. So I'm going to hover this download link and select copy link location. From there, on the server, I'm going to make a directory called upload_theme, and I'm going to cd into there and just type wget and paste in that. Now it's giving me a 404 error. And the reason why is because they lock it down to where it's probably requiring cookies and all this and that crap. So not very cool. I'm just going to click Save File. And once we save this file, we now have this zip, and now we need to get this zip file over to that server. And to do that, we are going to need to use a tool, which I will show you. So we are going to use Filezilla Client. Cool. So we're just going to copy the IP for the server into Filezilla and hit enter. Whoops. For the port, we're going to do 22 and hit enter, establish the connection, and we're going to click OK to verify that certificate. From there, it's going to ask us a username. Okay, fine. We'll do root, and then we'll paste that password in. We'll do 22, click connect. Okay. Perfect. So now we're going to go out to var, and then www, and then HTML. So we have upload theme. Perfect. So then there's that zip file that we have under our downloads. And so we're just going to open our downloads folder. And we have that theme forest stuff. We are just going to drag it and drop it over. It's going to be uploading. Now I'm going to ls, and you can see it is still finishing. There. So it's finished. Great. So now if I ls again, we'll see that's 50 megabytes, which is right. We're going to unzip this theme forest folder stuff. And I'm going to go into milk. And then I'm going to go into php.3 version. That's what we're running. And then I'm going to go into phpb 3.3 because we're running the latest. And then I'm going to cd into the first folder, which is themes. And I am going to cd into milk and see what's in here. Perfect. So then this can be moved. So I'm going to move milk folder over to var, HTML, and so this is theme files. So I'm just going to move this. Cool. And then I have an extension files, and so I'm going to move whoops, I'm going to cd into extension. And I am going to move planet styles into like that. And so we should be all set to go, really. I mean, the only thing left, I believe, for us to do is go over to customize. Cool. That really was my admin password. It has something to do with Firefox private mode. I don't know what it is, guys, but that was irritating. Anyways, we're going to go to install styles and we are going to install the style and return to installed styles. Cool. And then we're going to go to manage extensions, and we are going to enable, once we enable this up top here, we will see the flight deck under extensions, I believe. Yep, extensions, so flight control. And now if we go to general, and I want to say it is just, I want to say it's just like server settings. No, that's not it. Maybe it's, oh, it's board settings, I believe. Yeah, so default style, milk v2, gust style, milk v2. So we will submit that change and go back. Then under extensions, if we scroll down, we can hide the footer. We can do write only sidebar, simplified, and go with maybe like purple love and go with a light theme. And so if we submit that, we go back to our board index, and I think it'll show up good for guests, but for us, for some reason, we have to change the theme just because like our profile theme was already set. So now if we reload, so this comes down to it being, yeah, so this comes down to now us having to, here, let's log in again. Let's go to ACP, log in. So we might have to disable caching within, yeah, we might have to disable caching within Cloudflare because it might be screwing up because of that. But we can get that header animation. So this is the moving header background. Oh, header particles right here. There we go. So this is what we want. So we're going to submit this and go back, board index. Yep, okay, so that's cool. That works good. I forget what it is about Firefox, but for some reason I don't think Firefox gets along with, yeah, Firefox just for some reason does not really get along with phpBB. I do somehow remember that, I think, in the past. Okay, board preferences, milk v2, submit. User control panel, board preferences. Okay, I've changed it to freaking milk v2. Let's go. Oh, it wants me to select a freaking time zone. I see. I swear, man. I really hate. Yeah, it's. I don't really hate it, but sometimes I don't like this. Cool. Okay, so yeah, we're all set to go then. But yeah, that's all set. If you have any issues with caching, Yeah, just figure it out in Cloudflare. I'm gonna pause it.